Hey guys, we are back for another video. And y'all, we got some stuff to get into here. Porsha Williams and Simon Guobadia, honey. It is like the gift that keeps on giving, giving, and giving. So, honey, we got some more information and it is starting to make a whole lot of sense, y'all, with everything that's going on and with everything that Simon has been saying. Now, we ain't letting Simon off the hook, but some of the stuff that he's been saying about Porsha is starting to make sense. So let's quickly jump into our intro and we're going to get right deep into this mess.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Now, y'all, before we get into this video, I still would like to thank everyone that have come over to Patreon and has followed me and subscribed over there. However, I still need the rest of you guys to go on over to Patreon. If you are not familiar with Patreon, just go to Google, type in Patreon. When the website comes up, you'll see something that says find a creator. Please go and find Lakeisha. Lakeisha, it's the same name I have on YouTube. Now, before we get into this video, I believe the last thing we reported on with regards to Porsha Williams was the situation between her and Nene. Now, Nene came out and said Porsha Williams went back to the production company and said that her, Porsha, and Nene had an issue. Now, we know that Nene and Porsha, they've been hanging out tough. So it was very interesting to learn that Porsha would actually go behind Nene's back and tell, somebody that she's going to be working for that basically Nene was a problem. Well, more information is coming out, honey. And I told y'all that it was so much more information to this story. And one being, Simon was making a lot of noise on social media and he was saying that Porsha was not mentally stable. And I was like, what is Simon saying? It is something that he is not telling us. Well, honey, Simon must have got bored today. I don't know. Maybe he not getting no more followers from Instagram. Well, baby, we got the tea. Listen, y'all. Simon has went to the courts, y'all. Now this is getting bitter baby daddy. Wait, I can't even call him bitter baby daddy because they don't even have any children together. Well, listen, y'all, this is crazy, y'all. Okay, because Simon said that Porsha, and I tried to tell y'all that Porsha is not living at that house, honey, because Simon done evicted her up out of there. Yep, Porsha ain't at that house. But Porsha tried to come back to the house, y'all. And Simon is saying now, I don't know if this is true, but given Porsha's background and the fight she had with Kenya, the fight she had on Porsha Family Matters, throwing plates, trying to get at Dennis' mama, the fight she had with Cynthia, Porsha does not have a good background. So we can't believe nothing if somebody say that Porsha try to fight them. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna believe it because I saw Porsha and we're gonna see her again because I'm gonna show y'all some clips of just exactly how Porsha gets down. Okay. So let's get into what Simon had to say, y'all, because this is crazy. And when I first saw it, I was like, okay, what did I just read for real? For real. So let's get into it. So Porsha Williams and Simon, we already know that they getting a divorce, all of that. We know about that. But I was thinking that maybe they would reconcile. I thought that all of this was a little bit crazy, but it seems that Simon filed documents in court, honey. This is in the court. Remember, she filed for divorce. So he filed his own documents. And he says that Porsha brought an armed gunman to their home, child. Now, ain't that crazy? He says that Porsha pretty much abandoned the house at one point, only to return with a man visibly bearing a handgun. And he said he didn't know why the man had the gun. But to make a long story short, Simon says, oof, Simon said that he actually had to call the police to be able to maintain peace within his home. Now, let me just make sure y'all understand this. This don't look good for Porsha at all. At all, at all. So I don't care what the issue was between them, to bring another man into your home with a gun. Girl, that's not going to fly at all. No way you slice it. It's not going to fly, because if you were in fear, you should have called the police. You cannot, she could have created a whole mess. A whole mess, because you brought that person into this man's home. You could have created the entire problem. So Simon is being smart. He's filing all of these papers in court, because Porsha is going to move right back out to Duluth by me, because she will not be staying in that home that Simon bought. And he's making that clear, because what he's doing is he's filing his paperwork and he's showing that she is a problem, right? Well, it gets even crazier, honey. Apparently, Porsha mama is just as ratchet as she is, because Simon said on March 24th, Porsha, now keep in mind, y'all, this is only March 25th. This just happened yesterday. So Simon is saying on March 24th, Porsha and her mammy, her mother. I'm going to say mammy because, lady, you're too old, and I'm going to say old, to be acting like this. Says Porsha and her mother's boyfriend pop back up at the house to disengage the security cameras and tamper with items of evidence. What in the whole hood is going on here? So he is basically saying that Porsha is unstable. She's been threatening him. She has erratic behavior. She's been harassing him. She's been harassing the house staff. And he says that his minor children are pretty much not safe around her because she's a whole nut. Now, this is what Simon said. This is not what I said, but Simon is he a scammer now. See, one thing about scammers, they're actually smart. So what Simon is he's building a paper trail, is what he's doing. So he's saying that he is concerned for his safety, especially since he has minor children there. So Porsha needs to back up off him, because he has established that he is not safe. So she brings somebody else up in there, and they both wind up smelling like what's that word they say, worm food over there. Because, girl, you got to stop thinking you're so much smarter, because he has established that you are a problem. Well, let's get into some of Porsha's past behavior, because I know y'all not gonna sit there and pretend like Porsha is not violent.
Are a dumb called shut up. Yeah, you want to hear me? Fire. I will you up. I will fire. No.
So, y'all, Simon is saying that Porsha is a whole thug out here in these streets, honey. And we know that she will get with somebody with them hands, because we have saw her get dirty down to the gut. So the fact that Simon says she did that, I'm not surprised. Who's surprised? I mean, we've saw Porsha get down way more times, and I know I've saw Porsha more times than I think than I've saw any reality star. So I mean, I believe it. It's unfortunate, because it seems like Porsha may think that she's smarter than Simon, and she's not, because he is establishing a paper trail. When people start saying that they're afraid for their safety, those are really strong words. And when, people say that, you actually put yourself in danger, because what's happening now is Simon has petitioned the court for a what is that thing called? A restraining order. Now, y'all know how restraining orders work. If somebody get a restraining order on you and you do anything, shit, they can even lie and say you did something and you're going to jail. So with Porsha, with everything that she's, supposed to be doing with Bravo, this to me is just not a good look because this is criminal. This is, borderline criminal because it's just not right. It seems like she may be feeling a certain kind of way because of maybe the way she's being portrayed. I don't know. But at the end of the day, girl, you're doing too much. But I want to know what y'all think. And of course, we know Simon is a scammer, but at the end of the day, he's establishing that Porsha is, somebody that he needs to, feel like he needs a restraining order against, which is so terrible because she was just telling us to be his peace. Girl, you ain't being his peace. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you guys enable your bell notifications so you do not miss out on a video.